Hello, gamers. It is your boy T918. And if you are wondering what I am doing right now, I am currently in the bed as I must go to work tomorrow. So I am about to go to sleep early. I know. I'm a 23-year-old boomer. It is like not even 8 o'clock p.m. yet, and yet I'm going to bed. But anyway, y'all, I wanted to make this video, y'all, to talk about some shit that actually went down. Now, y'all know we part of the Frito-Lay merchandising gang, the FTM gang, right? Now, y'all, look, I go into the store right now. This video is about, FTMs and RSRs and, the stuff that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Now, Christmas is coming up, couple of days. And with the holidays coming around, stores get busy. Weekend is crazy, and the week and the weekdays leading up to the holidays even crazier, because everybody always does that last minute shopping. They procrastinate and blow it off to the last second until it's December 24th at 11:59 p.m. So y'all, I'm sitting back and I'm relaxing right now. I'm not gonna make this too long, but there was another FTM that used to work on the route that I am on now, and he was actually going to be quitting if he didn't get his route changed, because apparently the RSR is extremely annoying, and the RSR that is on this route that I'm dealing with now, he said, is literally pushed him to the edge of him almost quitting the job because he likes to screw people over a lot. So at first, one thing he told me, which I keep thinking about every single day now, is he was like, trust me, you'll develop your speaking voice soon. And I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, what is that? And he told me your speaking voice is pretty much when you've had enough shit, so you start speaking up for yourself. And I was just thinking, oh, well, I'm always like that. Any moment some kind of bullshit happen, I'm going to immediately say anything that's on my mind. Anyway, and so, he used to tell me that this RSR would show up late to his stores. Now, of course, FTMs, I've said it before in my previous videos, but we have certain time periods we have to leave a store. RSRs don't. So, you get to a store at 8 o'clock, right? You get there at 8, you're meant to leave at 11 or 12. So you've got 3 or 4 hours in that store. And, you get there, let's say 8 o'clock, and it's 9:30, and your RSR still hasn't showed up. So that means you wasted an hour and a half of time. And the order, an order has to be checked in, and you can't, do your order. You can't run back stock. You can't do anything, until the order gets checked in. So what everyone is telling me is that this RSR would always inconvenience the hell out of this other FTM. He would show up 2 to 3 hours late. He would, he would always order like big stuff and just leave all the huge things, the big orders with 4 or 5 carts to the FTM with only 30 minutes left, because he would show up late. He would never pick up his phone. And the other FTM, God bless his soul, I shook his hand after he told me this. Let me switch hands here, as a matter of fact. But the other FTM, God bless his soul and heart, he actually would deal with that shit. He'd actually put up with it. So when the RSR would show up late, and RSR would RSR would show up late, he would actually stay 3 or 4 or 5 hours past his shift time, just to finish, because he said he would feel bad. Because I shook his hand and I was like, yo, you're a good ass employee, because I am not doing that shit. I'm not doing that at all. I'm not staying 1 minute past the time I'm meant to get off. I don't care if Jesus himself said, my son, and he was coming down from the sky, and on a horse, and said, my son, I need to talk to you. I would say, Lord, you can talk to me on my way to my car, because my shift is over. You can talk to me on my way home. So y'all, I find that out, that he would just deal with it, and he almost quit because of that. So I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, okay, well, he said develop speaking voice. If something happens, it's whatever, right? So then, it's, what day was that? I keep yawning now. What day was that? I think that was Friday. It was Friday. Holy shit, what happened to the camera? Oh my goodness, I look like I'm dying. The camera's red. What's happening? But anyway, it was like, it's Friday, right? And I'm like, all right. So, I've got end caps to change. I got to change out the whole thing, take all the bag of chips out, either box them up or move them to the aisle or move them around to other sections of the store. Fill the end cap with all new stuff and work the order that came in on Thursday with the end cap stuff because there's no order Friday. So, I'm sitting there and he tells me to send him a text message when I get to the store. I'm like, okay. So, I get to the store at 9 o'clock and I'm supposed to be there from 9 to 11. No, 9 to 12. I'm like, okay, this is fine, it's no problem. I'm here at the store. I send him a message. 5 minutes go by, no response. Try to give him a call, no answer. 10 minutes go by, give him a call, no answer. 20 minutes go by, call, no answer. 15 minutes go by, send him a message, no response. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, at this point, almost an hour, 15 minutes have passed. I had pretty much 3 hours to be able to work the end cap change and work the aisle. Now I'm down to less than like 2 hours and 20 something minutes, 2 hours, whatever. And I'm like, okay, so I call up the DSL. That's the district sales leader. I call up her. I'm like, hey, that's like our actual boss, like of the district, like everyone's boss pretty much. And I call her. I'm like, hey, can you get in contact with your RSR? Because he told me to send him specific instructions when I got to his store. I got to his store and he's not picking up his phone. And I'm not staying past, 12. I told her that. I was like, I'm not staying past my time. And, she was like, okay, I'll try to give him a call. And she tried to give him a call. He didn't pick up. And she was like, she put us in a group message and was like, can you give him a call? And he had the fucking nerve, the fucking attitude, the audacity to get pissed at me. He said, oh, God damn it. Sorry, I had to punch myself from yawning too much. But you see, he had the nerve and the audacity to get pissed off at me. He's told me, he said, did you call the DSL? And I was like, yes, I did. He was like, don't do that. And I was like, what do you mean, don't do that? He was like, don't do that. That's not, it's never that serious. And I told him straight up, I was like, yo, I was just trying to help you out. He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, because I'm not going to do what that other FTM did. I'm not going to be staying a second past how long I'm meant to be staying past. If I try to give you a call and communicate with you, and he's had problems with this, everyone told me, even the store manager of that store tells me he doesn't communicate. I said, if I try to get in contact with you and communicate with you, and you don't get in contact back with me, I'm not going to be sitting around waiting. Like, when my time is up, if the end cap isn't changed, oh well. If the store isn't service and it's looking banged up, oh well. I don't give a damn. I'm leaving at my time. Now, I'm not saying that like I'm lazy and I'm just going to fuck around on purpose. Obviously, I try to get done everything as fast as I possibly can. But I was like, ain't no way I'm going to be staying past a minute past the time I'm supposed to be. He was like, okay, well, whatever. And he just hung up. And he got there late. He just got there late because no, that was on a Friday. That's right. He didn't have to go there. He just wanted me to tell me with the end cap. So I was able to change the end cap, but I wasn't able to make everything look good on that day, on Friday. I wasn't able to make everything in the store look good because I had to roll out. I was leaving. I wasn't staying a fucking minute past my time. So I left. And on Saturday, when an order was meant to come in, he showed up 2 hours late. I had an hour left in the store, and there was four huge carts. Now, I had already worked backstock, right? And no, excuse me, I didn't have an hour left. I had like 30-something minutes left. But I already worked all the backstock that was in the store, and he got there 2 hours late. Now, that morning, let me zoom in. That morning, he had the audacity to text me and not even ask me if I had the time, but he had the audacity to text me and say, I was able to get you an extra hour in my store today because you're going to need it. I looked around when I woke up. This is how I saw the message. I looked around when I woke up. I said, there must be another phone in the bill in my apartment. There must be, he must be messaging someone else because he's not messaging me. So ain't no way in hell he just told me I got you another hour as if I wanted one. As if I substituted, as if I raised my hand like I'm back in high school and some shit and I said, oh yes, I want an hour added to my shift, please. I sent him a message back quick as shit. I was like, oh, nope. So I was like, nah, I can't do that. I got stuff I got to do. I can't do your store for an extra hour today. I'm not staying until 12 o'clock. I was like, hey, but, I can probably get there early, though. And he was like, oh, okay. And even though I got there early, he showed up 2 hours late. Now, I was supposed to be there from 8 to 11. So 3 hours. He don't get there until 10. He gets there. Order is about to get checked in, and I already worked backstock and everything. 4 huge carts roll off the back of that order. Now the order actually got there a little bit late, not like crazy late, but a little bit late because the truck had actually shut down. Like a truck shut down, power outage in the up at the warehouse, major issues happening. So he got there like 30, 40 minutes after the order got there. And I was like thinking to myself, I was like, yo, good thing I had said no. Good thing I said no to, working an extra hour. Because if I didn't, then I would have had to stay until he checked the order in and probably work past that extra hour until like 2 or 3 in the evening. That ain't happening. So I'm like, the next day, what I do, right? The next day, what I do is I go right up to the DSL. I went right up to the DSL's office and I talked to her. I said, well, "How you doing? Let me teach you something. Let me talk to you about something." She said, "Okay, sure, let's talk." I told her straight up. I was like, "So, listen, I understand that there are times that, if a truck shuts down or a power outage or a crash or whatever happens, I understand that you might want us to stay a bit, Yeah, I understand that. And, if there are times, I understand that because that's something that is not out of, that's something that's out of our control. We can't control stuff like that. Those are just circumstances and things that we have no control over. I was like, if you send me a message at the end of my shift and tell me that another RSR or another FTM needs help and they need an extra 2 or 3 hours of help, I don't have a problem doing that. Like, I don't have a problem if you let me know in advance. Not when I'm halfway home, but if you let me know in advance, that someone else needs help or, like a truck breaks down, I don't mind staying at a store and waiting for it. As long as, I don't have another store to go to, obviously. I don't mind helping. Like, I don't mind that. I'm not an asshole. But I told her I'm not going to stay 1 second. I am not going to stay 1 second. 1 second past the time that I'm meant to stay past. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to stay past 1 second the time I'm meant to be past when someone else inconveniences me or anyone else because they want to, because they're lazy and they're known for doing it. Circumstances that are out of our control is one thing, or someone needs help, that's one thing. I don't mind staying and putting extra hours in. But just because someone else is going to try to inconvenience me and then have the nerve to try to have me stay, oh, well, I didn't pick up my phone even though you called me 5 times and texted me 6 times and I didn't show up, on time to check the order in. But yeah, you still have to stay in the store and make the store look good. So that means you're going to have to do 4 extra hours today. No, that ain't happening. So the point of this video, y'all, I said it's going to be a short video. This thing about to be 14 minutes. So the point of this video, y'all, is make sure that you stand on your own 2 feet and that you stand tall, because these companies will take advantage of you. These companies and the people within these companies, not necessarily the company itself, but the people within these companies will take advantage of you if they can and they see that you will not speak up for yourself or talk to talk to them or confront them about certain things. They know exactly what they're doing, and they want to try to install fear into you because you got a new job and you might be using this to pay your bills or whatever, save up money, whatever you're doing, and they feel like they can just push you around and talk to you however they want and then use you however they want because you're the employee and you have to listen to them. So I'm just telling you, man, make sure you're staying on your 2 front feet, you stand tall, and you do not back down when someone tries to take advantage of you, and you let them know straight up and down that you're not the one to be taken advantage of. And if you need to switch positions, or if it's really that big of a deal, leave that job and go find another one that people aren't going to get on your fucking nerves. Now, excuse me, I've got some sleep to catch.